My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Welcome back, everybody. Today, zooming in from beautiful and very, very hot Phoenix, Arizona. We've got a very experienced real estate investor, a gentleman who specializes in fix and flip properties, but he does a lot of other things as well. And we're going to be talking about what's new in fix and flips, especially in Phoenix. So welcome, Mr. Ron Breitenbach. How you doing, Ron?
Pretty good. Thank you, Dave, for having me.
My pleasure. All right. So first things first, tell me a little bit about your real estate investing business. A quick snapshot, middle of the year, 2024. What is Ron up to with real estate investing these days?
Absolutely. Definitely looking for potential fix and flips, with enough meat on the bone. Prices kind of went a little crazy in 2021. Margins disappeared. I do see the drop coming down in Phoenix market, 15 to 20%, which is
Wow.
nice. So I think some of the people that might have bought in 2021 and 2022 might be upside down. They're hurting. There are a lot more pre-foreclosures happening, in our county. So, we're seeing anywhere from, 50 in some zip codes up to 200 in some zip codes. So, people are definitely hurting out there. So, door knocking, looking at wholesale people that are sending me properties and just getting a snapshot, looking at what it is that they have. Is there a potential value add to the property, or if not, you know what I mean? I'm not too concerned about pool and whatever else. So go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So Ron, how long have you been in the flipping business? How long
So I
have you been doing
started.
this?
Good question. I started fixing flipping in 2018.
Uh-huh.
My company's been open since 2010, and I think when we do get started in real estate, right? We kind of throw at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah.
But
So you
there's a
started in
difference.
2010, you started flipping in 2017. What were you doing in the
uh,
meantime?
just kind of being
Figuring it out.
well, that I mean, putting buyers and sellers together, trying being that
Wholesaling,
maven and making money in between, yeah, wholesale. So
creative type deals, options,
mhm,
that sort of thing. Good old
correct.
Ron LeGrande type stuff.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, hey,
Yes.
that's how I got started way back in the day
All
myself
right.
as well. Awesome. All right, so you did the creative type stuff and the wholesaling for a number of years. Then you got into the fix and flips. What kind of sparked you to? Because that's a big difference, like just moving paper versus swinging hammers and fixing stuff up.
Right. Well, I don't be swinging hammers anymore. Hire the general contractors for that.
Good
But
idea.
I mean, sometimes demo's fun. If you got a entire cabinet, it's good to get the old sledgehammer out and just
And a little
beat the
frustration
crap
to
out the
work
wall.
through. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. So I don't mind getting dirty, right? I was an aerospace mechanic for 14 years, so it's fun to go on and destroy stuff because in aerospace, you're right, you're fixing stuff so people can fly in the airplane and be
You're
safe.
not
So
supposed to take a sledgehammer to it. Yeah.
yeah.
Although I heard a few of those guys in Boeing put things together with sledgehammers, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, it's the old saying, "Hey, put your purse down and hit the thing. Get a bigger hammer," right? So,
Okay, so you got into the fix and flips. Uh, since 2017, give us an idea, like roughly how many fix and flips have you done over the years?
so not a majority of them, right?
Mhm.
Um, there's one time I had about four going, in a 3 month period. So
Okay,
I'm up to about 13, deals since then.
nice.
I'm very selective. I don't want to lose money. I don't want any, private money people to lose money or students, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
um, we want to make sure that if it does sit on the market for a while, there's enough holding costs, there's still enough, meat on the bone, for folks. So the cream puff blue collar worker house, right, is a 3 or 4 bedroom,
Yeah.
here. Um,
Probably a rancher.
yeah, well, I don't know. There's much ranching going on in the desert, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. One
There's a
level.
lot
Are they
more.
2 stories? What are they?
Yeah, I like the single level. My very first flip was a 2 story,
Mhm.
but I got a smoking deal on it, paying 178, for a 3 bedroom, 2 story, 2 car garage.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I like the single level just because staircases, you don't know, the wood's rotten. How are they made? Are you carpeting it? Are you tiling it? Are you putting wood laminate down on the steps? It's just like, what do I do with these stairs?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It complicates it.
yeah.
Very cool. So, several things that are important when it comes to the flipping business. One of them is finding really good deals with, like you say, meat on the bone there. So, what do you find these days works really well for finding these kind of motivated sellers?
Well, I definitely want to buy with built-in equity. Equity is super important in finding, the deal. That way, the price can be negotiated down. I mean, if I'm talking to an owner, potential seller, what money do you absolutely need? Is that your bottom line? Are you sure? One more question. If I was able to fix up this house, how much money would you put into fixing it? And they go, oh, and I said, you see where I'm coming from? This is my business. I need to make money. So, you
Mhm.
know,
So, I got to
what?
buy it from you.
Yeah,
Then I got to put in all the money, time, and effort to fix it up.
right,
Then I got to list it with a realtor. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Sell it, and then I got to make some money at the end. So yeah, it's
correct.
logical. Yeah.
So they get it. They understand. Um, some people don't even know what that answer is. Like they
Mm.
says, oh, I don't know. It's like, do you need 1,000? Do you need 10,000? Do you need, what's going to get you to start your life over again? Whatever happened. It may be
Right.
death in the family. There may be job loss. We just don't know. So yeah,
And how are you typically finding these kind of opportunities these days, Ron? Are you doing advertising, direct mail, door knocking?
yeah. Door knocking mostly. My leads come off monsoon. I got a couple realtors. What I see as well as that's lucrative is canceled listings. Like they
Hmm.
couldn't sell their house, so the canceled listing will go and say, "Hey, we noticed that this was on the market and you took it back off the market. Why didn't it sell? Does it need too much work? Were you overpriced? Hey, I'm an investor. Let's cut out the
I
six
remember that.
percent, 3% on seller and agent
Yeah.
and buyer's agent side, and let's see if we can negotiate a price that you truly need or want. And sometimes you'll get a contract and help them move on with their life or whatever. So
Yeah, that's a very good idea. Okay, cool. So finding the deal that's got the meat on the bone, that's a huge part of it. Knowing what is popular today with the end buyer is really important when you're doing the renovations on one of these flips. So what have you noticed over the last few years that stayed the same, that's changed? We were talking a little bit off camera about color preferences. So
correct.
what are you seeing in the flipping world these days, Ron?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first got it started, I mean, you just completely tile the entire house. Like it just that's what you did. You know what I mean? Now there's some contrast, right? Some people like the wood laminate, in the family room, living room, whatever, maybe even bedrooms. But um, if you're trying to get the maximum dollar, you definitely want to do good in flooring. And of course, yes, cabinets. If they're in good shape, just paint them. If
Mhm.
they're crappy material, then get the right material. So white or grays are fine right now, but I noticed that even the grays and whites or contrast two tone in the home now, mostly the walls or trim may be an off beige color
Mm.
to match with the white. So it's starting to become popular. But yeah, so wood, laminate flooring, and tile mostly. But I mean, if you've got a 4 bedroom, a 2 story, and upstairs, I mean, most people don't want to walk around on hardwood floors or tile with their bare feet. So I think carpet's kind of coming back in some of the areas
Interesting.
as well. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, it's always changing, isn't it? Okay, finding the deals, renovating the properties properly in a way that's attractive to the end buyer, but still leaves that meat on the bone for you and your investor partners. Now, the third big thing is coming up with the cash to buy these kind of properties, because typically most of the flippers that I know, they're kind of going in with an all cash offer or way to get the seller out of the property quickly and efficiently, and that's part of the big appeal for them to sell it to you. What do
Correct.
you do for purchasing these properties and helping the sellers out?
So capital is key. If there is an investor out there and maybe, a retirement plan is not working out too well, I don't know, people making half a point or a point on stock market, and over a 12-month period, maybe only making even 3 or 4%. That would be a high number.
Yeah.
So securing money through a deed of trust for the house secures their money. I would suggest if you do have, 401k or IRA, it's why are you paying a third party custodian? Why don't you be the person in charge of it and have it
Yeah. Create a
self-directed,
self-directed version, right?
self-directed retirement plan?
Yeah.
So in most financial institutions, you just drop the document, the bank goes, okay, he's got a company LLC and you're going to do such an interest rate on paper. You know what I mean? And then that's on paper, but a handshake agreement between me and my, silent partner investor and or student would say, we're going to split the profits 50-50. So not only you making interest on your money, you're going to split the profits with me 50-50.
Oh,
So
that's very nice too. Yeah.
yeah, having that capital, I mean, sometimes you're going to need to put 5 or 10 grand earnest money deposit with a wholesaler here in town.
Mhm.
Um, but if you are working with, a homeowner, yeah, you definitely need some capital to help them get out. But asset-based loans, right, with hard money, there's plenty of it out there. So
So are you working mostly like when you're doing your fix and flips, are you working mostly with hard money lenders or private lenders like these people you're talking about, your students and people that you know, or a combination of both?
both, yep,
Yeah.
combination of both. Yep,
So you use the hard money lender for a good chunk of it, and then what's left over, you bring on a private money lender for? Am I
correct.
getting that right? Yeah.
Uh, you want me to tell you a quick scenario? So
Yeah, sure. Give me an
let's
example.
say Capital Fund One here in Phoenix. They do lend in a lot of other states and stuff. What's cool about them too is they do multifamily and commercial real estate as well. But anyway, so fix and flip, they've got what's an 80-20 lending program. So you come up with 20% down. You draw out a rehab schedule. They'll put 100% of the rehab cost up.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes. What's
So
nice though,
it's
go ahead.
80% of the purchase price plus 100% of the rehab costs.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just the 20% down. I always like to keep reserves because you never
Mhm.
know. You might find a hot water heater, AC, or roof that's just so damaged. You're like,
Roasted.
oh,
Yeah.
I already put my sheet in with the hard money letter what my rehab is, but well, we've already approved it for this, so you guys got to cover the cost on that. And
Yeah.
I had a
Contingency.
house that had bad wiring in the ceiling one time, and I
Mm.
went, uh oh, glad I put that 10 grand away for reserves, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So cool. So the average, you're focused on Phoenix. Well, I mean, every property is different, but give or take, what's the approximate price of the kind of house you're looking for?
So on average here in the Phoenix market, Maricopa County is about $100,000 a bedroom.
So let's say it's a three, just because I'm a simple kind of guy here, Ron. So we're looking at a three-bedroom house. You're looking at about $300,000 purchase price. That's not our ARV. That's the purchase
That's
price,
purchase
right?
price, exactly.
Okay. And what is typically the after repaired value once that's all fixed up and looking nice?
Maybe 425, 450.
Okay. So let's say 450 for easy numbers. So 150 grand lift. Okay. So you can get into it for 300. The lender that you're talking about, they will finance 80% of that 300. So whatever that is, 240, right?
Hmm.
And then they'll also finance whatever the renos are going to cost. So give or take, what do you think that would be on average for a three bedroom?
Maybe 60,000.
Okay. They'll finance 100% of the reno cost, kind of like on a draw basis as you're
Correct.
doing stuff. So then you have to come up with about $60,000 the down payment or for the difference there, plus a bit of a cushion there as well. So what are you typically trying to raise? 60, 70, 80,000 for a deal like that from a private
Yeah, I
lender?
mean, it's about right. I usually ask my private money guys to give me 50 or 60 grand so we can secure that money against the property. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay. And then you're offering your hard money guy, yeah, they're charging points and you're paying interest and all that kind of good stuff. But then you're also paying your private money guys a fixed interest rate, and then you got a gentleman's agreement on the side that after the smoke clears, you'll also, on top of that, split the profits with them 50-50. Am I understanding that correct?
that's correct. Yes,
Wow, that's a pretty yeah, that's a pretty sweet deal for your investor partners.
and they like to come back again and again. Can we do that again with my
Well,
retirement
no
account?
doubt. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome, Ron. So as we're wrapping things up here, are you seeing, you mentioned at the top of the call, you're starting to see a lot more pre-foreclosures, starting to see a lot more opportunities. Do you think it's gonna take off big time again for you these days, or is the market going to soften so much that it's kind of risky to do flips in this kind of declining market?
I think the risk flip was 21 and 22. I've got some really good real estate agents. You just got to pay attention to market analysis and demographics, what zip codes are selling. I've got a rock star real estate agent. She's probably selling on the maximum side 59 to 60 days. But I mean, sometimes they go in 3 days. It's
Yeah.
amazing sometimes what happens. So there's always buyers, there's always sellers.
Awesome. Well, with that, if people want to connect with you and find out more, where should they go, Ron?
Head to my Facebook business page, Triple RRR Investments.
There you go. Well, hey, thanks very much for sharing some insights here today. That was great. Thanks, Ron.
Absolutely. Thanks, bud.
All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.